Hello, I'm Byron Connolly, Head of Programs at Adapt. Welcome to a day in the life of a CIO, where we talk to leading C-level technology, cyber, and business executives about what their typical day looks like, some of the key transformation projects they're working on, the challenges that arise and how they deal with them, and what really makes them tick. And today I'm joined by Andrew Cresp, and Andrew is the CIO at Bendigo and Adelaide Bank. Andrew, welcome, and thank you for joining me.
Thanks, Byron. Great to be here and looking forward to having a bit of a chat.
Yeah, looking forward to it too, and great to have you. All right, Andrew. So the bank has been modernising its technology platforms for a few years now. You've hit certain goals. Some of those include halving the number of apps, core apps that you have from 8 to 1. Your APIs are being reused across your consumer and business bank, which is fantastic. There's a new consumer lending platform. 50% of your systems are now in the cloud. You're looking to grow beyond 2.5 million customers. One of the things that you've done recently is used Gen AI and MongoDB, the MongoDB platform, to help you turn old monolith on-prem apps to API-enabled apps in the cloud. Now, can you start by talking about how this is working and what some of the benefits are to the bank, particularly when it comes to the greater reuse of APIs when customer differentiation isn't required?
Yeah, for sure. So as you said, it just described better than I could. We have had some extraordinary success in our simplification and modernisation journey. But I was faced with this challenge of, and I've actually had it before in a previous organisation where I call it the cloud store, where you've got through all the easy applications and which have used help, 30 and 30, you get applications across, and then we spoke about our consumer lending stuff there, really strong business case. We're sort of getting between 4 and 6 times throughput now on that platform with a Bendigo brand. So, of course, the business are loving it. It's actually creating a different challenge for us, but it's performing really well.
Yeah.
But there are things like payments applications and branch teller applications and that sort of stuff, which to get a business case to say, if we invest this, we're going to get this return, was a real challenge for us. So, yeah, we were asked by MongoDB. We won the Asia Pac Innovation Award last year. So they asked a few organisations globally to say, would we participate in this experiment? They provided some resources to help us with it. And yeah, fundamentally, what we're seeing is a 90% reduction in migration of cloud and API enabling assets.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it sort of reduces risk from upgrading the code, but also documenting and creating regression test scripts. So those 3 things, really, the modernisation and support, documentation of older applications, and but basically creating a solid regression test script is probably the outstanding ones for us.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic. Now, as I understand it, you are going to be able to rewrite your payments platform very quickly within a few months, and your teller system as well. Can you talk about, how this is the case?
Yeah,
Gen AI.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the Gen AI thing, this happened all very surprisingly quickly, and this is where I'm sort of a bit excited about it, and think it's a genuine industry changer from I've been 32 years in the game, you can probably tell from my hairline. And so certainly from my perspective, this is one of those ones where I've looked at to say, I've never seen results like this before. So yeah, what we did through that experiment to actually get to this global first use case is, what I noticed is the team's ambition kept on growing and growing, because we're using generative AI to do those 3 things. Generative AI, what we found, really loves the more complex. So unlike cloud, which is you start simple, we found the harder the problem we threw at it, the better it performed, and it doesn't make spelling errors on variables, and it's that classic thing of computers do computers very well. So yeah, certainly from our perspective, the ambition really grew from November to February when we were working through this process, and then then it was really a matter of we had a software upgrade of those critical platforms that we were looking at, and sort of said, let's go all in. We want to get to APIs for everything, and this is going to be the quick, cheap, or not cheap, but yeah, certainly a way less cost than we were planning previously, and it's going to unlock the organisation.
Okay, no, that's good to hear. Now, almost 50% of the tech execs that Adapt surveyed earlier this year indicated to us that they don't have the right business cases for AI. Do you have any advice for organizations that are wondering where they can use AI across their organizations? I mean, where do they start? How do they go about finding a business case? Because it is quite a high number. And I think people are still struggling to determine where the benefit's going to be. They see Gen AI and they see hype, and they hear people talking about all the things that you've got to be aware of and careful of. I mean, how did you go about finding the right business cases?
Yeah, so I think and I was just talking to Evan Craig from Cuscal about 20 minutes ago on this exact topic, so it's a very relevant one. My position is no different than anything that I've experienced before in technology. Is what we need to be really careful of is not to start with, we've got a solution now, we just need to walk around the organisation and find a problem for it. It's actually going to, what's the problem we're trying to solve here? Our business problem was we were getting to about 50% of a cloud migration, and we're going to struggle to find a way to finish the job off because the business cases were low. Compelling use case, it's nice because we're not having to use customer data or take data outside our walls. And so that was really strong for us. But we were having a conversation in our leadership team yesterday, and I've spoken to our service desk and said, give me 3 use cases for problems which you think could be solved with generative AI. And we're just going to have a discussion. And once again, controlled internal data. How do we make things easier for our customers, whether that be internal Bendigo customers, to start with, to say, this is how we could add value for our internal customers. And then once we demonstrate that to more broadly, is to say, then we can face into the customer and how we work through that as well.